Michael Oher from the movie The Blind Side. This movie was based off of an amazing true story and life of an NFL offensive tackle named Michael Oher, who started out as a man who didn't know who he was or what he would become, but ended up becoming a superstar football player and a major influence to the lives of many. Michael, played by the actor Quentin Aaron, is a young and very talented boy, but lives in a bad neighborhood around people who hold him back from what he can truly become. That is until Michael meets the Toohey family, a very caring group of people who wanted to help Michael and provide him with a place he could call home. While staying with the Tooheys, Michael's personality starts to change, and so does his attitude towards life. Michael, throughout the movie, is seen as being kind of like a gentle giant. This is probably because of his mindset, and the way he wishes to be seen by others, as shown by his id, ego, and superego. Michael barely lets his id control his actions during the movie. The only reason he loses his composure at any point is because someone trash talks or tries to hurt the Tooheys. He wishes to protect them, since they took him in and gave him a home. He listens to his ego more often, so that he can walk away from any situation that could get him in trouble. Otherwise, Michael's superego helps him make most of his choices during the movie, like the instance where he stopped the airbag from hurting SJ in the car crash. Michael has been changing his life for several reasons. Some he does consciously, and others he is completely oblivious to. Ever since he started living with the Tooheys, he has been consciously trying to improve his work at school, and get good grades so that he can play football at the University of Mississippi. He also does all of this because he is subconsciously trying to forget his past and all the bad memories he has ever had. Lastly is his unconscious actions. One, for example, being where Leanne Toohey said that she didn't trust a shifty neighborhood they were in, but Michael said that he had her back. Most of these things he doesn't do knowingly, it's just in his good nature. Michael, having had two sets of parents in his lifetime, had experienced two very different parenting styles. With his birth parents, he experienced a more permissive parenting style. His parents were nearly never around when he was a child, so he made all of his decisions on his own, and didn't really know what to do in life. Then, when he started to live with the Tooheys, he started to notice that they were parenting him more authoritatively. They set some rules for him, but they still respected him and cared about his opinions. They also gave him freedom to do what he wished, which made him happier than he had ever felt. Michael tends to exhibit some traits in the movie that seem very similar to some development stages of his life. He shows signs of experiencing traits from the phallic stage of psychosexual development. One instance being that he grows closer to Leanne Toohey rather than Sean Toohey, since she helps him with his problems and how she is always by his side. This also hints to the possible presence of the Oedipus complex. But any other time, Michael shows traits more from the latency stage, such as his perseverance in school and his attempt to create stronger bonds with friends and family. Keeping in mind the fact that he still shows traits from the latency stage, Michael displays many different defense mechanisms in the movie, one of which is displacement. After Michael's interview with a government official who is trying to uncover his past, he becomes infuriated at her assumptions about his life, but he focuses his anger on Leanne Toohey. He was mad at the interrogator, but aimed his anger towards her because he didn't know who else to turn his rage towards. This action then led to reaction formation, because after he leaves, he decides to return to his old neighborhood, despite having so many bad memories there. This action made all his feelings even more redundant than they had ever been before. Finally, there is repression, and is what Michael's whole story is about. He constantly works in school and plays football so that he can forget about his past and push it back deep into his mind. From his life story, one could consider Michael to be sad, or to an extent, basically just depressed, and prescribe him with an antidepressant. This would block his serotonin reuptake and slowly diminish his feelings of depression. Another possible option could be a placebo that would be given to Michael so he could think his depression is gone or slowly going away. Both of these solutions could potentially help him to live a normal life and not have to worry about his past life haunting him in the present or towards his near future. Michael Oher's story is one of true courage and is inspiring in many ways. This movie perfectly describes his life struggles and obstacles he faced to get where he is today, and influences many people even more so. The fact that this movie is based off of a true story about a real man who faced so many challenges in his life, that just makes it great to watch, and even more to experience.